Well, we are joined right now by the man, the myth, the recruiting legend, Justin Wells. Justin, you're with Recruitment with Inside Texas, which is also a part of the big On3 network. And I mean, we follow all your recruitment stories, especially here in Beast, Texas. Now, before we start, you coined the term Beast, Texas, didn't you? That's what I hear. That's what somebody told me.
It was a team effort. I gotta give it to the team. When ETSN, the network that the internet spot we had started, or I was a part of back in 2012 started, it was kind of a group effort.
I mean, y'all should have trademarked it because everybody's using Beast Texas nowadays, especially.
Yeah. I missed out on an opportunity.
Oh, for sure. Well, no, let's talk about it. Recruitment in Beast Texas. I mean, we obviously got some of the bigger guys. We'll start with them. Last year, we had two of Tyler Legacy's running backs, go to big schools, but one of them went to Alabama. And then Tyler Legacy had another athlete, Jordan Raynaud, to go to Alabama, and Jalen Hill decided he wanted to commit to Alabama. I mean, talk to us about that process and, how big is it for, two East Texas athletes to, call Alabama home within the same semester?
It's huge, Ashley, because it shows that the best program in college football over the last 10, 15 years likes to centralize some of their recruiting ground in East Texas. And that should tell you, when Nick Saban prioritizes a Jamarian Miller and a Jalen Hill and a Jordan Raynaud, that should tell you about a level of talent that is around this region.
Well, we know how good a Jalen Hill, a Jordan Raynaud, a Jamarian Miller is, but let's talk about some of these other kids who, haven't necessarily committed to a big-time program yet, but have a lot of programs looking at them. I mean, who are some of those kids you got on your radar?
Some of the other names in 2023, you've got like a Dawson Pendergrass out of Mineola committed to Baylor. You've got some of these other kids. I guess one of the guys you could mention would be like a Jalen Boardley, the running back out of Pleasant Grove. I know he's got a handful of schools that are in the mix. Arkansas, TJ Gray, wide receiver out of Texas High, is another one that's starting to pick up more momentum. Colorado, NC State kind of jumping in the mix. But for right now, the 2023s, it's literally less than a month from the early signing day. And I think most of those kids have found their spot. And if they haven't, they're clamoring to get one right now.
So, let's talk about some of those big schools. Here in Texas, TCU right now, lights out. UT, A&M, Baylor, Tech. Let's talk about those 2023 recruiting classes. And, some of those guys that they're looking at here in East Texas.
TCU has always been really good with early evaluations in East Texas. If you see an early offer go out in this region, it's probably from TCU or Oklahoma State. And it starts with Rohan Fulellen, the two-way player out of Gilmer, who's playing in a huge game at Lobo Stadium against Carthage. That's going to be must-see TV. And so that's a kid that you have to be, it's kind of on the radar, you want to pay attention to. But for that 2023 cycle, TCU right now, I believe, is at number 19. That would be the highest finish in school history.
We, talked about the 2023s, but 2024, the recruiting class coming up. You talk about somebody who has offers from basically everybody at this point. Taylor Tatum at running back, Jacoby Williams. Talk to me about some of these players to watch out for in the recruiting race, in this offseason and this next season ahead.
Yeah, the 2024 class, you and I talked about this before, is going to blow the 23 class out of the water in this region. We'll start with Taylor Tatum, from Longview, Texas. Listen, Taylor is one of my favorite kids. He's a tremendous athlete. He's a great baseball player. I think he has a future on the diamond as well as the football field. But I think he realizes his future and his scholarship is probably going to come on the gridiron. This is a kid, like you said, he's got offers from everywhere. Oregon, Texas A&M, Oklahoma. These are schools that are clamoring to get him. Jacoby Williams is another one. That's a kid that just puts the Beckville program on the back of his shoulders. If you talk to head coach Cody Ross, they have done a tremendous job developing those kids and bringing those guys along. Jacoby's talking to a lot of big schools, notably Texas. They've prioritized him. Running back Tashard Choice is a big fan of Williams and what he can do on and off the field. Jacoby's also an outstanding kid, and does a lot of good stuff on the track as well. And so those are two guys that are just on, at the top of the list of guys that could really contribute in 2024 and 2025.
Oh, absolutely. But that's why we bring you in. It's so hard to keep up with all this recruitment news, but we see you on the ground. I see you on the sidelines on Friday nights, and it's always a pleasure having you on the show. So thank you so much for dropping by the Under Lights Kickoff Show.
Hey, Ashley, I appreciate everything you guys do, and I'm thankful on Turkey Day for a lot of things, and the opportunity to talk to you is one of them.